Hi, welcome to the Foxbury Commons speed build. This is specifically going to be the basketball court that happens to be in the new third level that I create in the Foxbury Commons. The beginning part here is just the preview of the below level, so it's the area that's going to be leading up to the basketball courts. It is going to be a gym area. There is no gym on either of the campuses, which I think is very frustrating. You would have to travel to any of the other worlds to get any kind of workout done, unless you want to jog or do push-ups, which takes forever. And I don't know about where you live, but all campuses basically have a gym where I live, and it's free for students, so I thought that this would only make sense. And of course, the basketball items in The Sims 4 come with City Living, so this is something that you'd have to have City Living for specifically. There are a lot of other items used, but City Living is the majority of the basketball stuff, which is like the point of this. So I first try to do it in this lower level, try to fit it in here, but then, I look, there's just not a lot of room. It's fairly large, so I tweak it a little bit here, try to make it taller, because of course basketball court areas are pretty tall, because you need to have that room. But I think after some time, I do end up moving it upstairs, so I have to delete a few things, and this is, I think, where I kind of realized it's not really worth it. And move, of course, all of the lights, and we go back, and this is where I start moving in the stairs. I tried the stairs a few ways. They're a little weird where they end up being, but I think it kind of mimics the stairs to go up from the first floor. So it kind of emulates a little bit of both. I had to play a little bit with the roofs here. It's a little interesting to see how EA actually put the build together, the way that they put in the rooms. So this is the actual room that I make the basketball court area in. Of course, obviously, way too small. It gets bigger. But just putting in a few lights. I wanted more of the stadium lights. I think there's the one that I first picked up. It was the Dine Out one, where it's this large, overhanging light bulb that did not emit enough light, that I thought looked a lot like the lights in basketball courts or in those areas, which it doesn't work, unfortunately. And here, of course, I couldn't initially remember how they were set up, because I know that these basketball these half courts, were only half, so you gotta put them together for it to work. And of course I did it backwards at first. I had to start to remember how they look like, so that I got it. I think it's really cool that we got to put these two together. And I also noticed, I think if the way that I have them now, the lip of the bottom of the basketball hoop itself goes into the court a little bit, so I had to move it out, and I think that's how it should be. I'm not 100% sure, but if you look at that top part, I think you see the hoop is exactly at that, the end of that free throw line. And here I am playing with the lights a little bit. I couldn't really figure out where to put them. I do eventually move them, but, lights in The Sims, it's a little redundant, because it's like you don't really look at them. Like, yeah, it looks nice to put them in cool places, but is it really worth it? I don't know. Then we go back downstairs. This is where I try to actually put in how the stairs will be. So first you have to figure out where it is up top, and then you have to put in the stairs, because it's not going to let you place it if there's a wall, but you can't see the wall upstairs. I wish there was a way that you could, when you're placing the stairs, you can see what's above it, so you know where you're placing them, because I feel like that's how you would place stairs in real life, is like you'd know what they look like above. So we play with them a little bit here. I do end up putting 2 stairs in, yeah, so it's kind of like the thing downstairs, but obviously the stairs are really long. I love the new feature where you can, put in or turn them a little bit, so it's like a split level stair. I think that saves so much space. It's so practical, and I love it. And for some reason it comes with the siding on it, which is like the default wall on the side, which is so weird, but we changed that. That back area, that box I just made, is going to be the bathrooms, and I put in the 2 men's and women's bathrooms, and of course the sides have to emulate. I think the women's is on the towards more of the campus side. Right now it would be the left, so it's on that side. Of course it gets bigger. I have to play a little bit with the sizes of them, they're pretty much mirror each other in the end, which is nice, but it's gonna get larger. I play with them a little bit just so there's something here. Like I said, this is gonna be the workout area, so there's a few workout items. There's the treadmill machines are gonna be in here. There's a few boxing area, like boxing or no, punching bags. They're punching bags, and then the little locker rooms, which is more of just, you know, a bathroom with some showers. I did make a build of the Windenburg gym, which has really cool locker rooms. It's like a full locker room area. This was before we had university, so it's had like little rooms for the toilet. So it's unfortunate that the toilet stalls in university are so large, because I wish you could do so much more with them. But you can still make those little like 1x2 rooms that have like a door and a toilet, and it works just as fine. I don't think you can do that with half walls, which is basically what it would be, because the sim would be like, hey, there's something in here, I can't pee, which is dumb. The only thing, like, maybe now that they could add urinals, which would be cool, they could add a smaller stall, but I doubt that they would do that. So it's going to be interesting to see what else they're going to add to The Sims 4 now that they have so many things. So this is me just looking through the last few items to add in here. I add in, of course, the punch-in bags, and I play with this a little bit. I tried to think of how most universities would have their setup. So you have to check in, you know, give your ID, like, agree, I'm a student, I'm not just some random person trying to work out. So I thought of adding, like, a front desk area. It was really hard to find a place, but I kind of do find an area to put it in. I'm not sure. I wasn't super happy with it, but I couldn't find another way to lay it out for it to make sense. Not a lot of Sims end up using all of the items at once, so it doesn't have to be as full. I wish it was a little more full, because it would look a lot cooler if it was full. But that's just the nature of the game. I have my settings set up to like the most amount of Sims too. I think it's like 200, but it never reaches that, which sucks. But here I tried to, when I was thinking of my university gym, we have an area that I think it's like a fence leading, like looking over the check-in area or like the lobby area of the gym, and that's where the treadmills are, and that's what, like, you'd be facing that, looking out at that. So I tried to kind of emulate that. It doesn't look as good, I think, in this build with just the fence. So later on, I eventually put in like tall windows for it to have that same effect, and I think it looks really cool. Here is just kind of expanding that to make it even a little bit, and I play with the actual location of these a little bit more. Again, not a lot of room, but there's also not too many items that we have to include, since the Sims don't end up using all of them at once anyway. Like, you could have 4 things, and there still wouldn't be a lot of Sims using it. So I play with them. I'm gonna try to think. I wish there was more actual workout items. I know when we go work out, we have free weights that we can pick up, which I would love to have. I think that'd be super cool. And then, you know, mats to actually work out on. I put in the yoga mats, which is fine, but the Sims only end up using it for yoga, so it's like, that's not the exact goal. So if you could do like the sit-ups and push-ups on the mat, would be a lot more realistic. And here I put in the 2 different types of weight machines, thinking like, oh, the school didn't have the money to upgrade all of the weight machines, so they only upgraded 2, which I feel like is a super common thing that they end up doing. And this ends up changing again too. But I feel like, oh, universities say, we have this one machine that's broken, we can only replace one of it, we're not going to replace the other ones because they work fine. So this is where I put in the mats. And I do end up getting rid of that door. I think getting 2 doors was a little, again, redundant. I'm trying to think, I don't think there was anything up here before. No, oh my god, I can't even remember what it was. But try to add, and there's like no red, so there's like cute little flowers on there. So try to put in the punching bags. Again, with like one great new one that, you know, we got school funding for, and the other one's like been left over from the 80s that we just never got a chance to update because we just don't have enough money, but we charge students $1 billion to go here, but we still have no money. So this is where I add in the windows, and I tried a few things. I tried a few windows that I couldn't find a good fit for. happened? And I tried to use the university ones, and I just didn't think that the university windows fit very well, which sucks. But come up with these is just, plain black ones. I think that's from the base game, and I think they look nice. You can get a nice view there. So if you just imagine, like, you see people working up there, I mean, not everyone wants to be watched while they're working out, but it's just a good view because you don't really taste that way a lot. And then I added a few windows here, back to the actual upstairs, so I think we're pretty much done with playing around with the workout area. So I try to really focus about the basketball courts up here. Try to add in some natural light. Obviously, they don't have a lot of windows. Actually, I don't think they ever really have any windows. But try to get some natural light just to have something there. And of course, there's no bleachers or no items for bleachers in The Sims, so I just added in a few benches to kind of mimic that. Those ones, they are specifically for the team, and then I tried to find ones that we could use for, like, spectators, which I couldn't really find any good ones, which is fine, but, we use what we work with. We work with what we have. And try to use some park benches. It's hard to find what you want when there's only so many items in the game, and of course I understand that they can't make everything in the game, and it sucks when you have like an idea in your head, and I think I just end up using it. I think that's from bowling stuff, and I thought that they were the most, I guess, simple. The design isn't simple, but I mean, like, the shape of it was the most simple. It was like, I want to say it's rated as an ottoman, but it was still in like the comfort area, so I think you can still sit on them. And of course, I have to use the hardwood from City Living. That's literally says basketball court hardwood. So I play with this a little bit and try to figure out how to do the rest of it too, because I know it's usually all hardwood. But I thought it would be really cool, since Foxbury is red, to have red wood on the edge, to have that little pop in there. And, I think my boyfriend said it was like Indiana University has that basketball court where it's red wood on there. And I thought, super cool idea. I would love to see that in real life. Add in a few more lights. I tried to figure out what kind of wall to use. I thought maybe having an accent wall would be something nice, but it doesn't end up working out. The ends of this wallpaper kind of just end abruptly, and it's supposed to like match up with the next one. So if you have that end on the left there, it just kind of stops, and it's supposed to connect nicely, but I mean, it doesn't make sense if you want to add like another type of wallpaper, and the wallpaper just ends. So I try to see what things I could add in. I don't end up adding any kind of accent wall stuff, because I just didn't I thought it'd be too much, especially with the red flooring. Now I'm just looking for a few other items to add in, so this is more of decorating items. The majority of the building is done. The only thing that we have left to do for the actual like build mode part of this is the roofing, which I do some pretty cool stuff with the roof, so stick around for that. It took a long time. It took some workarounds with the game systems here, but we did it. And of course, so these little mock vending machines. So there's this little front desk that I try to add in, and of course, everything I did, I just end up undoing. Isn't that how it goes? Let's move it over there. Move that over there. Move this here, and get rid of half of the items that the Sims probably won't use at all. There's also, I added a different vending machine. We don't have a lot of vending machine options in The Sims, which, it sucks, but I get it. There's the vending machine is like, I think the one I use there from Get to Work, you can still get things out of it. I think there's a few things that you have to use like the microwave for, which is fine. I just wish it was more of like the candy. Like The Sims 3 University had the vending machine, and you can shake the vending machine, and if you shook it too much, it would fall on you and your sim could die like that. Of course, it didn't happen a lot, but I thought that was a fun thing, because there are people who actually can die from like a vending machine falling on them, because people do end up shaking vending machines and it just doesn't work, and it just falls on top of them. I tried to put in that little half wall there and try to put that little trim on top, one of those, I think, dine out ones, and I thought it would, be a cool thing to add in there, but it just doesn't end up working right. It doesn't show up, and I think I find it upstairs later for some reason, and I don't know what kind of glitch it was. Like, I wasn't upstairs at all. There's no half walls up here, so I don't know why it did that, but I tried to, I just deleted it as like, screw it, it's not a part of this. So here I tried to add in some flair to the build, and I do end up getting rid of all of this, so don't get too attached. But I tried to think, there are schools that have, like, oh, these are all of the schools that we play in our conference, this is our, pride and joy and things like that, but I just, there's not enough of them and not enough different kinds of those flags for it to, I guess, really make sense, because some of them are just duplicates of the other ones. Like, it's still a Foxbury school, but it's just a different design of the Foxbury school. And of course, this huge flag showing the school, pride and joy. And I do end up, because I was thinking Foxbury and Brichester play, I mean, it would assume they're the only two schools in this game, so of course they'd be the only two to play. So put those two up, so that's like, their little rivals. And this is, again, just adding some more stuff just to make it kind of look more full, because the walls are really, really bare, and it's kind of boring. So I thought adding in some stuff just to make it look interesting would kind of fill up the space more, so it's more interesting. I tried to find another one that kind of fit the other side, but I just ended up doing the same thing, so I couldn't find any that really worked together well. Again, playing with the lights. I end up moving them anyway, so it's dumb to play with lights. I feel like it sucks because I want it to be the very last thing that I put into the game or into my build, but I can't, because without it, I can't see what I'm doing. But it's about to wrap up here, so I'll let you go. Leave any comments of any other things that you'd want to see or any other build to do. This is a 2-part build, so I'm going to come out with the rest of the Foxbury Commons later, and it's going to have this on top. Thank you so much. Have a great day.